Welcome, brothers, to another episode of Porn Reboot Coach in the Porsche, where I answer the questions of my YouTube subscribers and of brothers who follow us on social media. I do not need a Patreon or anything like that. You do not need to donate for me to help you. This is what I do, and I understand that not every brother can afford our coaching or is in a position to be a part of it. I'm JK Mazy, head coach at Elevated Recovery and the Porn Reboot System. We help ambitious entrepreneurs, business owners, executives, end their out-of-control behavior with pornography and masturbation, and we help you to control it in 90 days. Today I'm going to be answering a question from a brother from the YouTube community, and he asks, again, I'm always paraphrasing, I hope I get it right. He asks, JK, how do I commit to quitting pornography? Because I always feel that I commit and then I end up slipping, and then I ask myself, like, what's the point of doing this? I love this question. It's a great question. So I think that you are committing to the wrong thing, right? My definition of commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the emotion when you said you were going to do that thing has passed, which means that when the emotion of saying that you're going to quit porn has passed, which will usually pass after a couple of days or at best after a couple of weeks or even after your next slip, commitment means still doing the things you said you were going to do. Right? So if you're going to set up boundaries, if you're going to have the appropriate self-care, if you're going to change your environment, if you're not going to be on social media so much, if you're going to quit looking at Instagram models, if you're going to stay off OnlyFans, you're going to keep trying to do those things. Are you with me? That is the definition of commitment. So I think getting the definition right is the first thing. The second thing is realizing, and we have this phrase in the Porn Reboot System, progress over perfection. What does that mean? It means that what is important is that you are learning and moving forward in your reboots as opposed to being perfect. And I think many of you are really wasting a lot of time because you believe that the way to end this behavior is to be perfect. You believe that when I commit to do something, I must be this perfect person. I must never slip. I must never relapse. And the big shift comes when you accept the fact that you're probably going to slip, that you're probably going to relapse in this process, and that's okay. So again, if you think that you need to be perfect and you slip, obviously you're going to think, what's the point of doing this? Like, what is the point? Well, brother, it's because your point was perfection. Right? In your head, you're like, I have to be perfect. So obviously when you're not perfect, then you are missing the point. Hope it makes sense. So I would say make some adjustments, first of all, with your definition of commitment, and accept the reality of this behavior. I don't know who is out there telling you that you got to be perfect. Usually we're telling ourselves that we got to be perfect, right? And I know it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to slip and tell yourself that, oh my God, I'm still on the path. But tell me, what is there in life? Like, give me one lesson in life, in nature, or anything where we do things right on the first time and everything is perfect. There's only one thing that's perfectly guaranteed. One thing that's perfectly guaranteed is that you are going to move forward, or rather, life is going to move forward regardless of whether you try to end your behavior with pornography or not. What does this mean? It means that you're going to get older. Things are going to change in your life. Opportunities are going to come and go. So that is guaranteed to move forward. That's the only thing. But life never said you were going to be perfect. There's no claim that there's going to be no pain as you grow, that you're just going to live this amazing, blessed life free of suffering. You're going to suffer, right? So if we consider your slips or your relapse to be some form of suffering, accept it. Why are you telling yourself that you are somehow immune from failing on the way to learn things, right? As a kid, when you were growing up as a toddler, I'm sure you fell a few times before you finally were able to start walking. I'm sure you didn't get A's in all your classes, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I know there are these geniuses out there who are A's in everything, but are we even trying? Do you even want to live that way? Do you want to be that person who everything you touch, you win the first time? because the moment you hit failure, you're not going to be able to deal with it. Does that make sense? So brother, at the end of the day, if you find yourself struggling with committing, number one, redefine the meaning of commitment for yourself. That would be the first step. And number two, progress over perfection. Stop trying to be perfect. And I guarantee you, as you go through this, as you slip, as you relapse, you look at yourself and you go like, oh, what's the point? Remind yourself, like, this is the point. The point is, I learned something from this. Why did I cross this boundary? Why did I relapse this time? And that, brother, is how you stay committed to staying off this behavior. And with time, even with those slips, your brain is going to rewire. But the worst thing you can do for yourself, and I'm going to end it with this, one of the worst things you can do for yourself is build up a habit of committing and then completely quitting. Like going like, fuck it. I don't care if you slip or you relapse once in a while. Each time you're done, do you learn something from it? The learning part is also important. You can't just slip and relapse and then act like, I don't know how that happened. It just happened, bro. It just always happens. That's just my life. You are not learning shit. You're just being an addict. Stop that. Learn from it, right? Feel like shit. Feel like shit. Give yourself 5 minutes. Okay, I get 5 minutes to throw a pity party. I get 5 minutes to feel like shit. And then once those 5 minutes are up, dust yourself off. Ask yourself, why did I do this? What was the boundary I crossed? Make sure it doesn't happen again and continue going. All right? I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you for watching this episode of Porn Reboot Coach and the Porsche. I'll speak to you later on in the week.
Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to get a copy of the free book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. You'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I've learned over a decade, as well as strategies for putting together your porn reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video. The third way is, if you're not sure where to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, if you'd like to spend time with like-minded professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners, guys who work in sales, consulting, or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join in the description below this video. And finally, if you need help right now because you have a burning issue, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally, you're about to lose your relationship, you want to live up to your potential, you want to be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, click on the link in the description below this video that says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a